Worldwide Drums. We're going to talk about buying skins today. The first question I get when people want to buy a skin is, what skin do I buy? I tell people the safest bet is to buy a skin from where your drum is from. So if you have a drum from the Ivory Coast, buy an Ivory Coast skin. If you have a drum from Pakistan, buy a Pakistani skin. Or Indonesia, get an Indonesian skin. That applies to, that's just a good general rule. There are some other things that people might want to consider, thickness, and we can talk about that a little bit. But generally, the thicker the skin, the deeper the tones are, and the higher you can crank that drum up to get a nice tight crack. Thinner skins give you a thinner sound, less round, and you really can't crank them real tight. But they're nice for in certain situations. Smaller drums, I tend to recommend thinner skins. So here's a skin. These skins are all available at worldwidedrums.com. Let's talk a little bit about skins from Mali first. The Mali skin is usually a thick skin. It's a great skin for putting on drums where you want to just crank the heck out of it and get that high cracking sound. They also produce, because they're generally thicker, a deeper tone. So a good choice from a drum if you're putting a skin on a drum from Mali. Also a good choice if you want to really crank your skin really tight and you want those deep tones. I like the Mali skins quite a bit. This is the typical Mali skin I sell on Worldwide Drums, and all my skins are going to be shaven. We like to receive the skin shaven, and it's untreated, so it's pretty much ready to go once it's soaked and put on your drum. Here's a skin from Ghana. Ghana skins tend to be a little bit thinner than the ones from Mali. They tend to be a little bit thinner than skins that come from the Ivory Coast. Good choice if you have a drum from Ghana. Buy one of these skins. You're looking for, in any skin, a centered spine. You can see the spine here. That is the thickest part of the goat. That's the back of the goat. You want that in there because you'll put that in center in your drum, and that'll control the tone. But again, these skins are not processed. There's no chemical treatment on them. Skins from Ghana tend to be a little more gamey when they get wet, gamey smelling. Don't worry about that. Put it on your drum, it dries out, the smell is gone, and the natural oils in these skins then will help the skin last longer and resist splitting. Let's talk about skins from the Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast skins tend to be thicker. I find these skins to be a little more elastic. They'll tend to stretch more, especially than the Mali drums. The Mali skins tend to be more rigid and don't really want to give. These skins from the Ivory Coast tend to want to stretch a little bit more. A good choice if you have a drum from the Ivory Coast, I'd stick with an Ivory Coast skin. This skin is, like all skins from Africa that we sell, aren't treated with any chemicals, so they're very supple when they're wet. They're very, they last longer because all the oils are still in the skin. These skins come full length, so if you have a big drum, another good choice for a big drum, because the larger the skin, the easier it is to put on your drum. Here's a skin from Pakistan. Great choice for drums from Indonesia, where a lot of drums come from. Again, you look for the centered spine. This skin is completely chemically treated, so some of the oils have been removed. The nice benefit of that is they don't have that gamey smell when you install them. They install very easily. They take on water and they stretch nicely. It's an easy skin to install. So if you haven't done an installation repair yet, this is a good choice, although really stick to putting these on Indonesian drums, not so much the drums from Africa. Thank you for watching Worldwide Drums today. Visit our website, worldwidedrums.com, for more instructional videos and, of course, drums.